Are you someone that is having challenges sitting at the bottom of a squat? Or do you feel like your squat form can be a little bit better? Well, in today's video, I wanted to share with you the one exercise that can improve your squat depth and your squat form. Now, if you're new here, my name is Dr. Mike. I'm a physical therapist providing tips on how to increase your strength and improve longevity with your body. Today, we're gonna be talking about how the Kang Squat can be a fundamental warm-up and a drill that you can use to help increase your range of motion, specifically in the hips, and improve the bottom of your squat. When individuals have the most difficulty squatting, one of the areas that we like to look at is the hips. How stiff are their hips? And is it limiting their ability to drop below parallel to squat down to the ground? Now, the issue with not addressing your hip mobility in the squat is over time, your tendency is going to want to bring your chest forward and to sit your hips back to where you're now getting a lot of compression and tension on the front of the hip. And that will be one of your limiting factors of actually being allowed to get your pelvis below your knees or your hips below your knees, past that parallel, which most of us try to get in the squat when we're performing the exercise. So today I wanted to show you how you can perform the Kang Squat correctly and show you exactly how you can use this tool to help warm up and prep your hips when you're getting ready for the squat. So you can perform this with a barbell on your back. You can perform this with a dumbbell or a kettlebell next to your body. I'm gonna show you using a dumbbell because most of us, if we have a home gym, have a light or moderate size dumbbell available that you can easily use to perform this exercise. So you're gonna start off with your feet about hip width apart, and it's gonna be easier if you go wider versus going too narrow, and it'll make sense in a bit. So the first thing you're gonna do is you're gonna keep the weight or the kettlebell close to your body, okay? We're not starting with it away from our body. We're keeping it close to our body. Now, the next thing you're gonna do is you're gonna keep a soft bend in the knees. That's how we're gonna start the exercise. Now, the exercise is actually blended with two of the most common movements. It is the deadlift, and then it is the squat, okay? And you're gonna notice very quickly how when you're starting to drop your hips down, you're gonna feel a lot of tension. And that's just gonna show you how tight your hamstrings are and whether your hamstrings are limiting your squat mobility, okay? So you're gonna start off keeping the weight close, slight bend of the knees, and the first thing you're gonna do is you're gonna hinge your hips backward as far as you can, okay? After that position, you can't go any further. Now you're gonna allow your hips to drop straight down. Now notice I now have to kind of keep the weight in front of me because it is counterbalancing myself from falling over, okay? Now from the squat, I'm going to perform those movements in reverse. So now I'm going into bringing my hips up, feeling all of the tension in my hamstring, and then I'm gonna stand back up, okay? So from the side view, we're gonna demonstrate this again. You're starting off holding the kettlebell or the weight in front of you, or maybe it's using a barbell. You're gonna start off with your feet hip width apart, slight bend in the knees, and you're going to reach those hips backward as far as you can, trying to take up as much tension on those hamstrings as possible. One of the mistakes I see people make is they'll simply just keep their legs fully straight, okay? And although that might feel like it's working, you're not really engaging those hamstrings. So we really want a soft bend in the knees. So as you reach your hips backward, now from here, you're gonna start to allow those hips to drop down and back. That's gonna require the weight to kind of come more in front of you. And if this feels comfortable, this allows you to passively sit at the bottom of the squat, and it's gonna focus on your ankle and your hip range of motion. And the weight in front of you is gonna counterbalance you from falling over, okay? After the squat, we're going back to the deadlift component. So you're raising those hips. Also notice I'm trying my best to keep my chest tall and I'm staying engaged through my core. I'm not kind of bending over, looking hunched over like this. I'm really being conscious about the position of my spine and I'm reaching with those hips, and I'm finishing the position by coming to a full standing, okay? Now, when you're performing this warm-up, you can typically use a light weight because a heavier weight is gonna pull you out of position and you're not gonna be really focusing on your technique. I really want you to feel each position that we talked about today, and you can perform 5 repetitions at a time. And over time, you're gonna feel that this exercise is really gonna allow you to work through some of that hamstring flexibility and work through some of that hip stiffness so that you can eventually start to sit all the way down at the bottom of a squat. I hope you found this video helpful. If you use the Kang Squat and you practice this exercise in your next workout, please comment below on how this worked out for you. In the meantime, to support my channel, please like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.